Hey, got a great segment in store for you here right now. We're going to do a little chicken parmesan. It's called a 30-minute chicken parmesan. You're wondering how you can do that and get out the door in 30 minutes. I'm going to show you how to do it right here on CNY Flavor. I got a couple chicken breasts. They're good size, so I'm actually going to fillet them in half to make four. Half a cup of Italian seasoning breadcrumbs, half a cup of mozzarella cheese, little margarine, little rice. I'm going to start cooking. This is just your 5-minute rice. I'm going to get my water boiling, stick it in, take it off the stove. Boom, that'll be done. Now you can. I want to say this too because you can use spaghetti sauce with mushrooms. You can use this particular one is a pasta marinara. I'm going to use. You can even be creative and take a tomato sauce and add some ingredients that you like in it, or even a tomato soup with not as much water to give it that flavor. Okay, I got the Parmesan, got everything ready to go, so let's get started. I got my eggs here, which is I'm going to dredge the chicken in before I put it into the breadcrumbs. I'm going to do that, show you how to do that. And then this here stretch light, which is nothing but saran wrap and a little beater here that I'm going to actually break it down a little bit, the connective tissue in it, to give it a little more tenderness. Now we serve where I cook, Crazy Otto's Empire Diner. We do a chicken parm. It's not quite like this. This is the home version on how to do it quick and easy on a shoestring budget. So let's get started. We're going to fillet these chicken breasts and get going. All right, and you're taking your breasts and you're basically, these are nice thick ones here, so you're just going to cut them right in half, and I take my thumb and I use that as a guide, and I'm just filleting it right down. Okay, so boom, now I got nice 2 pieces here. I'm going to do the same with this one. Get my cut started, then I use my thumb to pull it apart. Always practice safety so that you do not cut yourself. Nice and butterflied. Got 4 nice pieces here, real quick, real easy. What I wanted to show you with the saran wrap, okay, it's a little trick that cooks use because you don't want to splatter it everywhere. So you take your piece of chicken, let's just do one at a time here. Take your piece of chicken and you're going to take your saran wrap. Remember the trick I taught you about how place it over what you want, put it down, and then take your knife. It's much easier. Boom, cut it off to the side. You're ready to go. Now, why you do this is because you're going to actually pound it out just like you would a veal cutlet. And by putting the saran wrap on it, it keeps it from going everywhere, from splattering up and going everywhere. Okay? So you're just taking your saran wrap, and you notice I'm not using the fine side. I'm just using the big side because I'm just breaking down the connective tissue. Okay? Take that, lay it right off to the side. That's one little portion there. And I use the same piece of saran wrap. Even if it tears, doesn't matter. Okay? That's all you're doing is you're tenderizing it to break down the connective tissue. And that's all that does, is it just makes it a little tender when you're cutting into it, so that if you hit a vein, it's not going to be all hard and tough on you and you think, oh, this is really tough. This is just going to make it taste that much better. Spread it out, makes it look bigger too. Remember that people eat with their eyes first, so when they see it and it looks good and it's big, even though it's the same ounce portion, then if I left it the same, it's going to look bigger on the plate. The mind is going to tell their body, their stomachs, that they're getting more, and they're going to get filled faster. It's a weird psychological trick in food, but it actually works, and it's true. Check it out. Now this one, I notice there's a little bit of fat along the edges, so I'm going to trim that off as I get going here. Okay, throw that right away. This is the fat that I was talking about. This would be very tough. Good flavor, but very tough. Okay, so as you notice too, this actually will spread out more. See, from actually tenderizing it, it actually will spread it out more too. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take our breadcrumbs here and just put them right in a dish. You can use any dish. As you can see, I'm using a pie dish. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's Empire Diner. That's 100 West Albany Street right here in downtown Herkimer. You may remember me or notice me as the host at CNY Flavor. You can come on that website at cnyflavor.com and learn all about the cooking show that airs on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. But we're talking about Crazy Otto's Empire Diner right now. You know, a lot of times you see TV shows, you wonder if the cook, the chef is there, if he really actually cooks or he actually is in a restaurant. Well, I'm one of the guys that have been there, done that, and is still doing it. Right here, you can come in, you can see me cook. I'm here virtually every day. Here at Crazy Otto's, they don't call us crazy for nothing. Everything here is fresh and homemade. As you can see, we fresh slice our tomato. Everything's done fresh to order. Doing actually a BLT right now. This is Michael, also happens to be my son. Hey, all right. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's. Come on in, give us a try. You won't be disappointed. I'm going to take 2 eggs here. And I'm going to beat them just like I would scrambled eggs. Just tilt this over. This is what you're using as your binding agent, okay, to hold the breadcrumbs. Now I notice that my water's cooking, so while my water's cooking, I'm going to put my 1 cup of rice right in it, okay, in the water here. Going to shut my water off, just swirl it around a little and take it right off the heat. About 5 minutes or so, that's going to be ready. Cooking, everything's timing, okay? So here we go. I'm actually going to get a plate. Somewhere here. Let me get this one here. That I can put it on once it's breaded. Now another little trick that I'm going to show you. Here, I'll turn this way. Is so you don't get your hands all wet and sticky with the breadcrumbs. Use 1 hand to dip, 1 hand to bread, okay? So you take your chicken and you dredge it in your egg wash here. That's what I call it, egg wash. It's just eggs. Put it right in and then move this hand over because see, all the eggs on this will all get caught up in the batter. So you take this, you just spread it over, pound it down. And see, by laying it on top, see, now that it's on there, you just flatten it out. And look at that, how nice this one came out, okay? Now that was from the 1 piece for the chicken parm. Shake your breadcrumbs around a little. Same technique, 1 hand, see, because this is all the breadcrumbs now. 1 hand for the egg, 1 for the breadcrumb. And the way this is looking, because these were big pieces of the chicken breast, I'm going to need a little more breadcrumbs. And these are the seasoned breadcrumbs. So I'll probably use just about another 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. So we'll be right back and I will show you the finishing of it, because we have to take the margarine. Look at that. 2 nice big chicken parmesans with just that little amount of work. We'll be right back.
Is this who you'd call if you need a mechanic? Is this who you'd call if you need a babysitter? No Sheep Designs is the right call for your business when you need professional, affordable web development, photography, or video production. With a decade of experience, we have the knowledge and passion to bring your project to life for much less than you'd expect. Visit NoSheepDesigns.com today to see how we can help you.
Hey, welcome back. Got the breadcrumbs in now. Remember the technique. One hand for the egg, one hand for the breadcrumb. Okay. I'm going to spin this around. See, one of the things too, when you're pushing down on it, you're actually spreading out the tissue too. Shake off a little bit of the excess breadcrumb. And now, because it's your last piece, you can use both hands, because you don't have to worry about cross-connecting the egg, getting your hands all sticky, because you're at your end process here. Spread it all out. Beautiful. So here is 4 nice sized chicken parmesans that your family's going to love you for. Let me get this cleaned up real quick, and then I'm going to take it right over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little margarine. You can use Parquet, real butter. I can't believe it's not butter, whatever you prefer for your base. And we're going to actually saute these up real quick in the pot, in the pan. And then I'm going to add the marinara, the pasta sauce, and the other ingredients. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brown up the chicken. And so I'm just using the, I can't believe it's not butter. And because the chicken is pretty big, and most of us in our homes don't have big flat grills or, you know, the cooking facilities that we can cook them properly, like a restaurant would in a production line, we're going to get the butter going on this over a medium heat, and I'm going to cook 2 pieces at a time, put them in reserve over here until all 4 are done. Put them all back in this, and then add my marinara sauce, spaghetti sauce, whatever you prefer. And basically you're just browning it, as you can see. I'm melting the margarine, getting it nice and hot. Nice medium heat here, which is 5 on my stove. It goes up to 10, which would be really high. And the beauty of today's kitchens and a lot of the stoves and the stove tops, they have different burners, okay, depending upon what you're trying to cook too. Our rice is done sitting over there nice and hot. This is getting nice and hot, and we're just going to put our chicken in. And use some tongs here. And so as quick as you can get this seared, sauteed up, get it browning, okay, and we add the spaghetti sauce, you're looking at really no more than 30 minutes total, because the cooking time for the sauce is going to be 10 minutes. Then we'll add our cheeses or Parmesan, let it simmer for another 5 minutes, and then boom, you're done. That quick. So it's just as quick as you can get this sauteed up. I can hear it starting to sizzle now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a little more margarine in it, even if it falls right on top. Hear that sizzle. That's good. Remember, you're not cooking it all the way. That's all you're doing is basically searing it or getting a brown on it.
Perfect Game Imaging strives to deliver sport action photography that renders images that without us, our clients and customers would normally not even see. I can't tell you how many viewers of our images have asked, "How did you get that shot?" Or, "I didn't even see that happen during the game." It is our mission to have our action shots hanging on the walls of the athletes' families' homes and offices as centerpieces to be cherished for a lifetime.
You can see it all bubbling up. You're not cooking it all the way. There we go. Little golden. You're getting what you're doing is you're taking your eggs. It's the whole egg with the breadcrumbs, and you're binding it to the meat. That's what you're doing right now. That's the purpose of searing it, because once we add the other ingredients, it's all going to cook together, and it'll cook just, you know, sort of like a boiling type system. If you were going to do it, you were going to boil something, it's still going to cook. The chicken is still going to cook in the sauce. That's what will marry all the flavors together, is from cooking in the sauce. Okay. Searing up nice. See it sizzling there? Getting a little brown. Chicken's falling off. Okay, so this one here is ready to come off. You can see the brown on it. Okay. Just browning around the edges. I'm immediately going to add more butter. Now see, if you were doing it with 2 people, then you'd be ready to go right now. I did this recipe for 4. Get it around it. Put the last 2 pieces in. I like a clean kitchen, so you always see me cleaning as I go. Or picking up, I should say, because it's a lot easier at the end of the day. So we got a nice brown going on that one. Now to flip it over, I'm going to add a little more butter. And then lay that right on top. Get that butter sizzling around it. While that's going, that's almost done. I'm going to pop open my pasta sauce and spill it as I go. Don't tip the jar if you're trying to read the label and it's open, okay? Don't try that at home. So this one here is seared, both sides. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add these 2 right back in on top. I'm going to cross diagonal them like you would a tic-tac-toe. Okay? They're on each side. I'm going to take my pasta sauce right in. Now this one here is approximately 32 ounces. I'm using approximately 20 ounces of it, okay? You can hear that sizzling up nice. Okay, now I'm going to reduce my heat. Okay. I'm going to put my top on it. Put it on a medium heat now. 10 minutes. That's it. Timer. Where am I here? Kitchen timer. 10 minutes, and then what I'll do is I'll actually flip the chicken, and then I'll add my Parmesan, my mozzarella and Parmesan. Another 5 minutes covered, and we're done. It's ready to plate. We got our rice. Okay, so here we are. We've been cooking for about 10 minutes now. I've turned them one time while we were off camera, okay? And that's basically how it's coming out. Nice, cooking good. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the mozzarella cheese and I'm just going to sprinkle it right over it. Okay. I'm going to take the Parmesan, liberally put the Parmesan right over it. And then cover it again, kick it down to low. You're looking at about 4 minutes now, 4 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to put it at 4 because this will melt up quick. It's coming out really good. You're looking at 4 minutes now. And then while this is actually just steaming up and melting the cheese, here, I'm going to take this off just so you can see it, okay? See, it's all melting the cheese down. While that's going on, I'm going to take this and I'm going to take my rice and I'm just going to sprinkle my rice right over the plate. And I'm going to lay the chicken parm right on top. So see, it's really only been a couple minutes now, but this is pretty good as we sit here. Okay, I'm going to keep this down low. I'm going to take my piece. I'm going to lay it right across the top. Look at that mozzarella. This stuff is still going here. Oh, what I want to do is I want to take some of this sauce and sprinkle it right over the top. You know, if you're looking for the color and the eye appeal too, you can use a nice parsley. You can get some nice fresh parsley and chop it up and sprinkle it over the top. But this is basically your dish, your chicken parm, in 30 minutes, and you're ready to go about your business and spend time with your family or whatever you need to do. Right here. Hey, Scott Trainer here, host of CNY Flavor. We have a wonderful segment in store for you today. We're in downtown, well, actually just outside Waterville, downtown Waterville, right on, what route is this?
Route 12.
Route 12, see, just kidding. See, people, you think it's so far away. It's not really that far. We're just shy of Route 20. And I'm sitting here with Rock Langone. And it's a privilege and an honor to get to meet you. We're at Rock's Ice Cream, right?
Rockstar Ice Cream and Eatery.
Rockstar Ice Cream and Eatery. And you have all this Rockstar original art being put on your walls here. Mm-hmm. It's a privilege to be here, Rock. You too. Tell me a little bit where the concept came from for Rockstar Ice Cream.
Well, back when I was a kid, my real name's Robert, and my fourth grade teachers, two of them, fifth grade teacher and fourth grade teachers, we got in a little ruckus with a classmate, and he says, after this day, your name will be Rock after Rocky Marciano, and I kind of won the fight. So that was kind of what happened. So it just stuck with me forever. And then we became dairy farmers, and our farm was called Rockstar Farm. And then we got into this business, so we decided to call it. We went through many names of trying to figure out what we should call this restaurant. So we ended up with Rockstar Ice Cream and Eatery.
You mentioned the dairy farming. You were a dairy farmer.
Yep, for 25 years
owned
in
your
Greensboro.
Owned your own farm.
Yep. And we decided, my wife became sick, and we decided to do something a little different. She's doing well now, and sold the farm in 2005, and then we became ice cream people.
Now, you've been here, though, longer than 2005.
Yep, we started in 2001.
2000, right after 9/11.
Right before 9/11.
Oh, right before
9/11.
Okay,
yes.
And then the economy tanked.
Yep.
So you're in your 11th year.
Mm-hmm.
You're building a pretty good clientele. Mm-hmm. What are your hours here?
Our hours are 11 to 9, 7 days a week.
7 days a week?
7 days a week, every day.
So if I had a concept, okay, like you know I'm in the restaurant business, and I had a concept and I wanted a particular ice cream, you could manufacture it for me.
Yep, whatever you want.
And I'd have the proprietary rights that you wouldn't sell it like here.
Yep. We sell to Simeon's. We make their baklava ice cream. Okay. And it took about a month or so with Simeon and I to develop this, but we came to a perfect product. We also sell to Piggy Pat's with their pink peppermint pig poop.
Pig poop.
And we sell our variety of flavors to Casa Tumacha in New Hartford and Spaghetti Kettle. We sell a spumoni to them and a rum raisin.
You do the labeling too, everything?
Yep.
Wow, one-stop shopping right here in Waterville. That is great. Now, what's your phone number?
Phone number is 202-4010.
4010, that's an easy number. And you can do takeout orders. You can also buy ice cream cakes and pies.
Pre-order. You can call and give us a week advance if it's something special, because we can make a funky flavor for you for your cake. It's going to cost you a little more than our regular cake, but give us some time and we can do that.
You went to ice cream school.
Yes.
A lot of people out there don't know that there's actually ice cream schools. Ben and Jerry.
Right. Ben and Jerry's went to Penn State's ice cream school, as I did. I took the short course. They took the longer course. And I went to Carpigiani's in the Carolinas and Pre-Gel's gelato school. Well, the science behind the ice cream, as I got taught at Penn State, was to make the ice cream. It comes out at 24 degrees and blast freeze it to 30 below zero. And we have a lot less air in our ice cream. It's an overrun ice cream. Most ice creams in the store are 110% overrun. That means you're buying air. Here you're not buying a lot of air. We have about a 50 to 55 to 60% overrun. So it's a denser product.
Now, your employees, one of them is doing all this artwork.
Yep, my one girl that cooks for me now, she's been with me, I think, 5 years. Heather Seedsma has done all the artwork in the whole store. Now,
when you hear Rockstar ice cream, and then you throw in the food, a lot of people don't realize how good the food is here, because you do fish fries.
Yep, we do fresh fish on Fridays.
Haddock.
Haddock, and you get a free Sunday with every fish fry. And we do roaster chicken. It's a pressure fried chicken that is not as greasy as the other competitors.
You got burgers.
You got hamburgers, hot dogs, pork barbecue, beef barbecue.
Okay, you can get that anytime, just as well as the ice cream. You got French fries.
French fries, hot dogs, chicken tenders. We have a buffalo chicken special that my son makes the sauce, the hot sauce for it, and everybody loves that.
I have enjoyed this interview tremendously. I've learned a lot about ice cream that I didn't know. You know, I mean, I knew a little bit, but I didn't know naturally a tenth of what you know. And so it's been educational for me. I see the quality, I see the care that you put into this place. Is there anything for the viewers out here that are watching right now that you'd like to tell them on, maybe give them a reason why they should come here and give you a try?
We pride ourselves on the quality, as you said, and we're really not that far away from New Hartford. 14 minutes, you'll be here.
Come in, give us a try. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Come give Rock a try. Try the food. It's not just the ice cream. Try the food too, because the quality is there without compromise. Thank you, Rock.
Thanks, Scott.
Really
very
appreciate
much.
it. Thank you so much.
Yep.